Welcome to a place beyond surface thinking, a place where reality bends to the power of your imagination, where ancient truths meet modern minds, and the divine whispers still echo. This isn't just a channel, it's a doorway to the part of you that remembers. You've been searching, haven't you, for something deeper, more powerful, more real, something that explains why you feel there's more. More to who you are, more to what you're capable of, more to this life. And you're right, because the truth you've been waiting to hear is the one your soul already knows. Here, we remember what the world made you forget, that you are not separate from the divine, that the Creator doesn't live in the sky, He lives in your own wonderful human imagination. Inspired by the timeless words of Neville Goddard, this channel is a cinematic sanctuary for those who dare to imagine boldly, live faithfully, and create their reality from within. Today's message is not just philosophy, it's a revelation, a voice rising from within your own being, calling you back to power, to purpose, to God within. In the next few minutes, you will come face to face with the part of you that has always been in control. You will learn the truth that has set souls free for generations, that imagination is not a fantasy, it is creation. So before we begin, take a deep breath and prepare to see yourself and your world in a way you never have before. Subscribe to this channel if your spirit feels called, because this is only the beginning, and the journey ahead will reshape your destiny. And when this message touches you, and it will, share it with someone you love, because you're not just watching a video, you're igniting a remembrance. You're stepping into your divine inheritance. Let's begin. They will tell you to wait, to hope, to earn it. But the truth, the sacred, shaking truth, is that nothing you truly desire is outside of you. It never was. And the moment you believe that it is, you fall asleep to the very power that makes all things possible. You see, there is no power out there. There is no magic in the sky, no fate written in the stars. The universe is not something you observe, it is something you create. And what creates it is you. Not the surface you the world has taught you to be, not the name or the body or the resume, but the true you, the eternal, unseen, unshakable self, who dares to assume, who imagines, who believes, and therefore becomes. This is not theory, this is law. The greatest lie ever told is that you must wait for life to happen, but life is not something you wait for. It's something you decide into being. Your imagination is not a playground. It is the power that made the stars. It is the voice of God speaking in images and feelings and assumptions. And it answers only to one master, you. There is no distance between your desire and its fulfillment, only disbelief. And the moment you remove that disbelief, the moment you claim the thing as yours without needing the evidence, without needing the permission of your senses, the unseen begins to move, because assumption, when held in faith, is more powerful than fact. Do you want to change your life? Then do not wait. Assume the wish fulfilled. Feel it, live it, breathe it, dwell in it. This is what it means to be born again, not of flesh, but of imagination. To die to what is and rise in what could be. To trade proof for vision. To walk not by sight, but by inner certainty. You do not become wealthy by earning it. You become wealthy by becoming wealth in thought, in emotion, in vibration, and then the world arranges itself to match. A bridge of incidents will carry you without effort from what was to what is. You will say, I don't know how it happened, but it happened. And you'll be right, because it wasn't effort, it wasn't force, it was faith. It was the God within you, remembering who He was. You must awaken to this truth, or else sleep in a life that was never meant to contain you. You must rise now, not physically, but spiritually, into the man or woman you desire to be. Not someday, now, right now. Dare to feel it. Dare to see yourself differently. Dare to break the contract with reality and write a new one in the ink of assumption. It is not your job to figure out the how. It is your only job to remain faithful to the state, to fall in love with the version of yourself who already has it. Do you want love? Then become the one who is loved. Feel it, accept it, walk as if they are already by your side. Do you want freedom? Then carry yourself like one who is no longer bound. Let your imagination free you, because if you can see it within, you will see it without. And no one can take this from you. They may doubt, they may laugh, they may tell you that you're delusional, but I ask you, what is reality if not imagination made visible? They called the dreamers mad, but it was the dreamers who changed the world. They mocked the ones who imagined more, until those same mockers were paying to live in the world the dreamers built. So don't wait for proof. Be the proof, walk in the end, walk in the outcome, and refuse to wake up until it becomes your world. Because here's the mystery. The moment you live as if it is, the universe conspires to make it so. And all of creation bends to serve the image you hold inside. That image, that vision, that assumption is not just a thought, it is the seed of God planted in the soil of your soul. And if you will water it with faith, if you will shelter it from the winds of doubt, if you will hold it through the storm of delay, then I promise you what you saw in your imagination will become what you see in your life, not by effort, not by struggle, but by law. Because imagining creates reality. It always has, it always will, and it is always happening even now. So ask yourself, what am I imagining right now? What in a movie am I playing on loop without even realizing it? Because you are always assuming, always imagining, and your world is simply the echo. Now let us choose consciously. Let us become deliberate in our dreaming. Let us shape this world not as victims of what is, but as creators of what will be. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're powerful because you are imagining. Now imagine something greater. And do not let go of it, not for fear, not for failure, not for time. Hold it, love it, live it, until the world can no longer ignore it. The moment you dare to feel it real, you activate the divine within you. Not tomorrow, not after the evidence. Now, this is not self-help, this is self-realization. It is not about becoming better, it is about remembering who you've always been. You are not becoming the creator, you are rediscovering that you already are. It was never about striving, it was about awakening. The secret is not in doing more, it's in being more, inwardly. And the world responds, always, without fail, because it is your mirror, not your master. Your world is not judging you, it is reflecting you. Whatever you assume to be true, the world will confirm it, like a loyal servant obeying the orders of a silent king. And so I ask you again, what are you assuming? Because your assumption, though unseen, is writing the story you will soon live. Not because you deserve it, not because you earned it, but because you believed it. And belief, true, unshakable belief, is the master key. It does not wait for permission. It does not ask for proof. It moves with the confidence of God, because it is God in motion. The story you tell yourself is the script your reality obeys. So change the script. Speak differently within. Feel differently within. Think differently within. And watch as the world cannot help but shape itself accordingly. There is no one to change but self. Not them, not it, just you. Because the outer is not the cause, it is the effect. And the inner, your imagination, your assumption, your feeling, is the root from which all things grow. You were taught to react, to wait and respond, to measure life by what happens to you. But now you awaken to a higher truth. You are the initiator. You are the one who moves first, inwardly, and the universe echoes back with what you dared to imagine. Your success begins when you no longer look outside for the reason, but turn within and claim the truth. I am the reason, not because of arrogance, but because of alignment. Not because you are trying to control, but because you are beginning to understand. You are the control. Everything you touch in your imagination is made holy, because it is charged with belief, and belief is creation. If you would only persist in assuming your desire is real, if you would only hold to that assumption despite appearances, if you would refuse to wake up to the old world, then the new world must appear. It must. Not maybe, must. Because this is not wishful thinking. It is not fantasy. It is law. The world rearranges itself to reflect the state you inhabit. So inhabit it. Live in it. Let it become your spiritual address. Because the moment you do, you've already crossed over. And from that new state, all things are drawn to you naturally, magnetically, miraculously. But let us be clear. Faith is not blind. Faith is vision. Vision that sees through the fog of fact and glimpses the truth of being. You are not just imagining what could be, you are remembering what already is in the unseen. And the unseen is more real than the seen. The world of senses is slow, delayed, reactive, but the world within, it's lightning, it's life, it's the womb of all reality, so guard it, honor it, choose carefully what you allow in, because every inner scene becomes a prophecy, every assumption a silent prayer, every thought a seed, and you are always planting. Now, let me tell you something that many will not dare to believe, but those who do will rise. You do not need time, you need assumption. Time is not a prerequisite, it is a side effect of your faith. The more solid your assumption, the faster time must collapse around it. The more vivid the inner reality, the more eager the outer reality is to catch up. And what once looked impossible suddenly arrives. Not because it was given, but because it was claimed. That is the truth, and it is available to anyone who dares to use it. You can call it radical, you can call it mystical, but make no mistake. This is how the universe works. It listens to you, to what you feel real, to what you dwell on. So dwell wisely, dwell courageously, dwell as though the world is already yours, because in imagination it is, and that is where creation begins. Let the world say what it will. Let reason protest. Let the evidence scream the opposite, and yet remain unmoved. Because your loyalty is not to the facts, it is to the vision. And when you are loyal to the vision, facts must surrender. They will change, not because you fought them, but because you outgrew them. You do not destroy the old life, you rise above it, and your rising makes it irrelevant. This is the quiet revolution. No noise, no force, just imagination and faith. And those who do not understand will call it coincidence. They'll say you're lucky. They'll say, how did this happen so fast? And you will smile, not out of pride, but because you remember what they forgot, that the world is not fixed. It is fluid, shaped by your state of being, that behind every door you open was a thought, that behind every person you meet was a vibration, that behind every random blessing was a seed you planted in silence. So now, plant differently, plant boldly, and plant with reverence. You are the gardener of your own destiny, and imagination is the soil, feeling is the water, assumption is the sun. And belief is the miracle that brings it all to life. You are not waiting for a miracle, you are becoming one. So live as if it's done. Let that be your religion. Let that be your gospel. Not fear, not effort, not waiting, living as if it's done. Walk differently, speak differently, expect differently. Let the old self fall away like a costume you've outgrown. You wore it long enough. But it was never the real you. The real you, the one born in imagination and crowned with divine authority, has been waiting, not for the world to change, but for you to stop apologizing for your power. So stop waiting, stop begging, stop repeating the old stories. You are not your history. You are not your mistakes. You are not the version of you that's settled. You are the one who gets to choose again, right now, without permission, without proof, without waiting. Choose boldly. Choose lovingly. Choose as the one who knows God lives in them, because He does. Not in a temple, not in a book, but in you. Every time you say, I am, you speak the name of God. So never say it in vain. Don't follow I am with weakness. Don't follow I am with limitation. Don't follow I am with anything you don't wish to give life to. Follow it with power. Follow it with freedom. Follow it with beauty. I am abundant. I am chosen. I am whole. I am enough. Let those become your inner anthem. Let that be your self-concept, because the world can only reflect who you assume yourself to be, not what you wish, not what you hope, but what you assume. So assume the best and let nothing shake you from it. They will try. The world may test your faith. Delay may knock at your door, but stand, not in anxiety, in certainty. For the one who knows that imagination creates reality does not fear the delay. They know that delay is not denial. It is simply the world adjusting to match your new frequency. So remain in the state, no matter what. Remain there when your senses contradict it. Remain there when nothing seems to change. Remain there when it feels foolish, because this is where faith is forged, not in ease, but in endurance. And if you endure, if you persist in the assumption, it must manifest, not by maybe, not by luck, by law. This is not motivation. This is metaphysical mechanics. This is how reality works. You assume and reality obeys. You imagine and life conforms. You believe and God within you moves. You don't need to force it. You just need to feel it real and not abandon it. Because the moment you abandon your assumption, you abandon your creation. But the moment you return to it, you resurrect it. That's the real power, that no matter how long you've been asleep, no matter how long you've lived by fear, you can return in one thought to the state of faith. And in that moment, you're back. Back in power, back in purpose, back in partnership with the divine within. This is your right. This is your inheritance. This is who you are and who you've always been. So now, what will you choose? What identity will you claim? Not tomorrow, not when things change, but now in the unseen, because that choice, that internal shift, is the axis on which your world will turn. If you believe you are still the same, the world will faithfully mirror it. But the moment you assume a new identity, the old world begins to die, and the new one is born through you. And yes, it may not appear immediately, but it has already begun. Because you've already begun. You've already crossed the line from hoping to knowing, from waiting to creating, from wishing to assuming the end. So don't look back. Don't check the mirror for proof. Don't search your bank account for signs. You are not looking for evidence. You are becoming the evidence. And those who once doubted you, those who said, "Be realistic," will one day ask you how you did it. And you will smile, not to boast, but because you will remember you imagined it, you believed it, you persisted in it. Even when it didn't make sense, even when you had every reason to quit, because something deep inside you, something ancient and divine, refused to surrender. You knew the truth, that everything you now see was once invisible. Everything you now experience was once only imagined. And if it was true for what you have, then it is true for what you desire next. There are no limits here. There are no ceilings except the ones you build in your mind, and even those you can tear down in a single act of faith. You were not sent here to survive. You were sent here to create, to remember your origin, to reawaken the God within, to walk this earth with power and change it, not by force, but by consciousness. This is not wishful thinking. This is not spiritual fluff. This is the gospel of your inner world. You are the operant power, and the only question left is, will you use it? Will you dare tonight to assume that you are already the one you dream of becoming? Will you stop arguing for your limitations? Will you stop waiting for permission, for approval, for signs, and instead become the sign? Will you walk in the end and trust the bridge will appear? Because it will. It always does. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to live by chance. You were never meant to be ruled by fear. You are imagination clothed in flesh. You are thought made real. You are desire in human form. Here not to beg, but to declare, I am, and let the world obey. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to prove your worth. You only have to become it within. And the outer world will follow. It must. So tonight, take your desire, whatever it is, and see it done. Not someday. Now. Feel the scene. Hear the words. See the faces. Touch the outcome. And most of all, feel the gratitude. Not because it's coming, but because it's already yours. This is the secret of faith. To feel before you see. To believe before you touch. To claim before you receive. And if you do that, you will become a living testimony, not of struggle, but of sovereignty. Not of effort, but of ease. Not of logic, but of law. The law of assumption. The law of imagination. The law of God within you. Let this be the night you stop waiting. Let this be the night you stop doubting. Let this be the night you return to the throne of your own mind and rule as the one who knows that creation is not coming. It has already come. And the only thing left is for you to enter it and live there. So now, live there, stay there, and watch the world surrender to the power you finally remembered was yours. If this message woke something inside of you, Don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe now to this channel for more truth, more power, more remembrance. Drop a comment and tell us what part spoke to your soul. And if you know someone who needs to remember who they are, share this video with them. Because this isn't just a message, it's a mission. You're not just watching, you're awakening.